Hello, everyone. Happy to the last exercise with Exos of 2020 of the holiday season. I'm super excited for today's workout. Before I get into what we're doing today, I want everyone to take a second and think about, what your goals are for the upcoming year, and I want you to let me know what your favorite movement is or a movement you would like to get better at in 2021, and I'll add them to the classes for next year. So you can let me know later. You can send me an email, DM, anything, but I would like to know what your favorite movements are so I can start incorporating more of them. So getting started today, last themed workout, we're spelling candy cane. Ooh, 150 workouts. That's a good one, Dan. I like that. Okay. So we're spelling candy canes today. So we're going to do two different circuits. So the first one, we're going to do 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. And we're going to do that 2 times through, and then we'll spell canes. So second circuit will be 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest, and we're going to do 2 rounds of that. So first one's going to be a little longer, second one's a little shorter, but we're going to have a good time today. So we're going to start off, so we're spelling candy first. So we're going to start off with curtsy lunges. So we're going to step behind and diagonal, come down, hips facing forward, squeeze the glutes, come back up, and then other side, diagonal, behind, down, squeeze the glutes, and come back up. So we're just going to be alternating between those for the first one. And then for our A, we're doing bent over A's. So we're going to hinge at our hips, push the hips back, hands start out in front, squeezing your back, squeezing your shoulder blades together, arms up, and then back down. So from the back, you're going to look like this. You're going to make an A with your hands, squeezing through the armpit. So if you pretend like you got something under your arms and papers you don't want to fall out, squeezing that together. And then we're going to do some narrow squats. So feet are going to be a little bit closer together than they normally are. And then we're just going to squat down, come back up. So from the side, down, and coming up. So we're going to feel that more in our quads. And then we're going to get on the ground. Let me make sure my camera's angled okay for you guys to see me on the ground. We're going to do some dead bugs. So we're on our backs, legs in the air, and we're opposite arm, opposite leg, extend, come back. So we want to make sure we're using our core to bring our leg back to center. We're also using our core to keep our low back on the ground. So we don't want to be able to put our hands under our back. And then finally, for the Y, we're going to do bent over Ys. So just like with the A's, hinging at the hips, except for now we're coming up and making a nice Y. So from the back, we're look like we're doing the YMCA. So that's the first circuit. And then the second circuit, we're spelling canes. So we're getting back on the ground. We're going to do some crunches, okay? So we're going to have our feet in the air, kind of like dead bugs, crunching up, keeping that low back on the ground, doing that. And then for the A, we're going to do ab mats. So if you're a CrossFit person, you know what this is. So you're basically going to have your feet together in a diamond out in front of you. You're laying all the way down. You're going to come up, touch your toes, and back down. Touch the ground, touch your toes, and going back and forth like that. So it's kind of like the full setups that we've done before, but our feet are together, and we're making the diamond with our legs. And then for this end, we're going to do, I don't know why I stopped. We're going to do kneeling squats. So on the knees, starting with the glutes and the heels, squeezing, coming up, and back down. So we did these last week. So we're squeezing up and then back down. We want to make sure we're not overextending the hips. We want to be nice and straight and flat when we come up to the top, using those glutes. And then for the E, we're doing eccentric only push-ups. So starting on your toes and your hands. And we're going to count to
I'm
30.
sorry.
It's okay, Joan. 1, 2, 3, down to the ground, and then you can get up however you need to. If you would like, you can push yourself back up. I personally won't be doing that, just doing the eccentric. And then finally, the last one for an S, we're going to do nice wide sumo squats. So feet are going to be wider than they normally are, toes angled out. We're going to squat down, squeeze the glutes, and come back up. So we're going to feel this more in our glutes and our adductors. All right. So that is our circuit for the day, or our circuits, both our circuits. And so we'll go ahead and get started with that. We're going to do a nice warm up first. So getting ready, we're going to do the world's greatest stretch first. And then Luis did just put all the movements we're doing in the chat. So if you get lost at any point in time, feel free to refer to the chat box. And thank you, Luis. We're going to go ahead and start our warm-up. So world's greatest stretch. We're going to go ahead and interlace our fingers. We're going to gather up our knee. I'm going to start with my right knee. Bring it towards my chest. And step back into a reverse lunge. Hands on the inside of that front foot. Keeping our back leg nice and straight. We're going to open up, bringing our left hand towards the ceiling. Nice big deep breaths, feeling our hips open up. And we're going to place our hand on the outside of the left foot, push up into a hamstring stretch. Bring our bodies close to our knee or our leg as we can. And let's go ahead and bring the right foot next to the left foot and stand it on up. And we're going to go ahead and go to the left side now. So scooping up my left knee, bringing it towards my chest. Also, if you notice, I do have my festive socks on today because it is the last workout before the holidays. And now we're going to go ahead and step back into a reverse lunge, hands on the inside of that front foot. And we're going to go ahead and open up, rotating, bring that hand with your right hand towards the ceiling, gazing past the thumb, back leg nice and straight. And we're going to place that hand on the outside of our front foot, pushing up into that hamstring stretch. Oh. And let's go ahead and bring our left foot next to the right foot and come on up. All right, second part of the warm-up, we're going to go ahead and get on the ground on our hands and our knees. And we're going to go do some quadruped rocking, get our hips nice and warmed up here. So we're going to bring the glutes to the heels, squeeze the glutes, and then come back up. So if you need to take your knees a little wider than hip width, a little narrower than hip width, whatever feels good for you today, go ahead and do that. We just want to practice some squatting without actually having a lot of load here. So we're just getting warmed up. And wherever we're at, let's go ahead and do one more. Awesome. Perfect. So we go ahead and stand on up and get started with the workout. So again, we're starting with curtsy lunges, 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. And we're going to do this, we're going to swap candy twice. Okay. So getting started, getting ready for curtsy lunges, getting the timer going here in 3, 2, 1, and go. So we are stepping behind and back, squeezing the glutes, coming on up. So I want to make sure we got our headlights going. We're blinding the camera with our hips. The more forward our hips are, the more our knee tracks past that second toe, we're going to feel that more in our glutes. So we want to make sure we're sitting down and back into our glutes, into that hip, squeezing and standing on up. Great job, you guys. And we are resting in 3, 2, 1. Awesome. So up next, we do have the bent over A's. So from the back, we are going to be looking like we're making an A, like those A-frame things. And we want to make sure we're keeping our core tight and our legs are nice and sturdy. All right, we're going here in 3, 2, 1. So we're hinging at the hips. Core is nice and tight. Make sure we're not forgetting to breathe. We're squeezing through the armpit to get those hands nice and level with the rest of our torso. We want a straight line from our head through our glutes. A nice little back workout here. Awesome job. We're almost there. Keep pushing. Keep squeezing. 3, 2, 1. And we're resting. Great job, everyone. Up next, we got our narrow squats. We're going to stand a little bit closer than hip width with our feet. We're just going to squat as normal. All right, 3, 2, 1. So knees still tracking past the second toe. We're keeping our core tight. We're pushing the ground away from us with our heel, big toe, and little toe planted on the ground. So we are going to feel this a little bit more in the quads, because that's where the center of our mass is coming forward a little bit more. So it's going to give us more of that quad focus. Still want to make sure that we're not coming too far forward. We want to be back as much as we can. Center of mass over that arch. 3, 2, 1. All right. Up next, we're getting on the ground on our backs for dead bugs. Hopefully, tilt this just a little bit. Great job, everyone. Getting ready for those dead bugs. On our backs. 3, 2, 1. We're alternating arm and leg. Exhaling as we come back to center. If you feel your low back starting to come off the ground here, go ahead and instead of coming all the way down with your foot, having it straight out, you can have it up a little bit higher. So we just need to limit that range of motion a little bit, and that will help us keep our backs on the ground. Awesome. We're doing great. Keep on doing those dead bugs. 3, 2, 1. All right. Last part. We're doing the bent over Ys. And we'll start off the top with curtsy lunges, and then we will do that one more time. So bent over Ys are next. 3, 2, 1. So we're coming up now, like we're doing the YMCA. We're squeezing our shoulders here. So our shoulder blades are pinched together like we're cracking an egg here, squeezing an orange. Our core is tight, so our back is nice and flat. And we're using our shoulders to raise our arms above head. If we start to feel like we're swinging our arms up and down to use momentum to get our arms up into that Y position, go ahead and slow it down a little bit. 3, 2, 1. All right, we've made it through one round. We got one more to go, and then we're moving on. So we're doing curtsy lunges here in 10 seconds. And if you need to make it a little bit more challenging, go ahead and grab something that's around you. Make it a little weighted. 3, 2, 1. Stepping diagonal and coming back up. Knee is tracking past that second toe. Our weight is in that front foot. So our back foot is kind of just hanging out there. We're not really pushing or having as much weight in that back leg. It's kind of there for stability a little bit. We have some weight there, but we really want to make sure we're pushing off the ground with that front leg. It's our working leg in this exercise, this movement. Chest and our center of mass is over the arch of our foot. 3, 2, 1. All right. Up next, bent over A's. So we're bending over. Arms are going to be out to the side. So we're squeezing our armpit right here, like we got something under our arm that we don't want to lose. And 3, 2, 1. So our feet are still shoulder width apart. Our chest is going to be as parallel as we can make it with the ground here. We should feel a slight stretch in the hamstrings just because our legs are static here, but they may get a little tired. Awesome job, everyone. Squeezing those armpits, lifting those arms up to make them as parallel with our bodies as we can. Kind of feels like we're skiing a little bit. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Next up, our narrow squats. We're going to be standing with our feet a little bit narrower than shoulder width. And we're squatting up and down, using those legs. All right. 3, 2, 1, and go. We're squatting down. Making sure we're not leaning too far forward. So we're only going as low as we can without having all of our weight be on our toes. We want to make sure our weight is evenly distributed through our heel, big toe, little toe. We're still pushing the ground away from us. Using all of our legs here. Core is still tight. Make sure we're not forgetting to breathe. Doing awesome. Keep pushing here, you guys. 3, 2, 1. All right. Onto the ground, onto our dead bugs. We're going to be on our back, arms in the air, legs in the air. Working on our pillar here. 3, 2, 1. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Exhaling as we come back to center. Again, if you feel your low back starting to come off the ground, just have your leg come up a little bit higher. We really need to practice activating that core. Really pretend like you got an apple sitting right on your stomach and you're crushing that apple as you bring your leg back to that starting position. 3, 2, 1. All right, we are resting. Last movement here, the bent over Y. So getting back up onto our feet. And then we'll go right into crunches after that. So we're starting the second circuit. 3, 2, 1. So we're bent over, making a Y. So we'll have 20 seconds after this, and then we're going to get going to spell canes. So we got crunches, ab mats, kneeling squats, eccentric only push-ups, and sumo squats. And we're going to go through that 2 times. 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. So that circuit's going to fly by here real quick, and then we'll cool down. And that will be all she wrote for 2020 exercise with Exos. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. So we're getting back on the ground, you guys, doing crunches. 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. So doing crunches right after that are ab backs. So more core work. Lots of core stuff today. 3, 2, 1. So same thing as we were doing with the dead bugs, as our low back is plastered into the ground. We're not using momentum, we're just using our core. So we want to crush that apple with our stomach as we come up. 3, 2, 1. All right, ab mats are similar to what we were just doing. Feet are together. We have a diamond with our knees. We're touching the floor above our head, touching our toes. 3, 2, 1. 20 seconds. So it's really similar to those full sit-ups that we did, the Frankenstein sit-ups, but our feet are touching each other and they're on the ground. We have a diamond with our knees. We're not using momentum here, just using the core. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. So now we're going to go ahead and get onto our knees, starting with our glutes on our heels, kneeling squats. 3, 2, 1. So we're squeezing the glutes, coming up and back down. So we're just using the glutes here, just like a normal squat, but we're not pushing off the ground with our feet, we're pushing with our knees. So this will take a little bit of load off of our legs. 3, 2, 1. All right, getting ready for eccentric only push-ups. So you can do these from your knees or from your toes. 3, 2, 1. But we're lowering ourselves nice and slow to the ground, getting back up however we need to. Want to make sure our hands are staying below our shoulders and that our core is nice and tight. We're touching the ground all at one time. 3, 2, 1. All right. Standing back up, last part, sumo squats. So we're going to stand nice and wide here. 3, 2, 1. So So our knees are going to be over the arches of our feet here, going as low as we can, that we feel comfortable on our hips. 3, 2, 1. All right, back onto the ground for crunches. 3, 2, 1. So exhaling, coming up, using our core, crushing that apple. Great job. 3, 2, 1. All right, getting ready for ab mats. Feet are together and our legs are making a diamond. 3, 2, 1. So we touch the ground, touch your toes. Exhaling as we come up, crushing the apple with your core. 3, 2, 1. All right. Up next, we got the kneeling squats. 3, 2, 1. All right, so we got 2 more after this, and then we're going to go through this 2 more times. 3, 2, 1. All right, eccentric only push-ups. 3, 2, 1. So we're lowering ourselves nice and slow onto the ground and back up. Keeping the core tight and making sure we're landing on the ground, not really landing, we're touching the ground with our chest and our legs at the same time. 3, 2, 1. All right. Standing up, we got sumo squats. Now we're going to go through this 2 more times. 3, 2, 1. So we're nice and wide. So before we're doing narrow, now we're doing wide. Squeezing those glutes. We want to get the butt down as low as we can. It's probably going to be parallel with our knees here, which is what we're aiming for. 3, 2, 1. All right, back on the ground for crunches. 3, 2, 1. Exhaling as we come up, crushing that apple with our core. Awesome, everyone. 3, 2, 1. All right, up next, ab mats. Feet are together, knees are making a diamond. Touch the ground above your head, touch your toes. And we're going. Exhaling as we come up, using our core. Great job, you guys. 3, 2, 1. All right, on to our knees, kneeling squats. 3, 2, 1. Squeezing the glutes, coming up and back down. Great job, you guys. Using those glutes. 3, 2, 1. All right. 10 seconds to eccentric only push-ups. 3, 2, 1. So we're lowering ourselves nice and slow onto the ground. Don't forget to breathe here. Keep everything nice and tight. Hands are below the shoulders. Keeping those elbows in as close to our body as we can. And we're resting. And we're doing the sumo squats. And then we'll go through one more time. 3, 2, 1. Nice and wide here. Squeezing the glutes. Keeping our core tight, back flat. Awesome. Almost there. Keep squatting. 3, 2, 1. All right, last round. Crunches and then our ab mats. 3, 2, 1. We're crushing the apple. We're using our core. Great job, you guys. Keep pushing. Last round. And then we're going to cool down. 3, 2, 1. All right, feet together. Legs like a diamond. Touch the ground. Touch your toes. 3, 2, 1. We're using the core. Exhaling as we come up. Great job, you guys. Keep going, keep going. We're almost there. We got kneeling squats, push-ups, and sumo squats. 3, 2, 1. So we're on our knees, kneeling squats, and then we'll do push-ups, sumo squats. 3, 2, 1. And then we'll cool down. Great job, you guys. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. All right. Hands and toes. Eccentric push-ups. 3, 2, 1. And it can be from your knees if that is more comfortable for you today. But I believe we're all at the point where we can be on our toes. I know Luis makes us do a lot of push-ups, so I know we have strong chests. We just may not like them, but we can do it from the toes. 3, 2, 1. All right. Last part, you guys. Sumo squats, nice and wide. 3, 2, 1. Using those glutes. Squeezing all the way to the top. Knees are coming out. Going as low as our hips let us. 3, 2, 1. All right. Ooh, awesome job, you guys. We did great on that workout. Grab a sip of water if you need it. And we're going to make our way onto the ground. We're going to do some quadruped rocking with our adductor stretch. So on the hands and knees, one of our legs is going to be straight out like a kickstand here. So have my left leg straight out, heel, big toe, little toe on the ground. And we're going to bring the glutes to the heels, feeling that stretch in the inner thigh, and return to center. We're going to do this a couple times on each side. Wherever we're at, let's go ahead and do one more here. Awesome. Let's go ahead and flip over to the other leg. Same thing, but now your other leg is straight out to the side. Heel, big toe, little toe on the ground. And wherever we're at, let's go ahead and do one more. Awesome. And last part of a cool down, let's go ahead, take our knees a little wider than hips. Sink the glutes to the heels, walk your hands out, forehead, chin, cheek to the ground, and we're going to do some child's pose. Let's take 3 really big deep breaths. So we're going to inhale, nice and deep, exhale, nice, long, and slow. Go ahead and take one more deep breath. Let's go ahead and slowly make our way up to either seated, kneeling, or standing. But that will conclude the last exercise with Exos. Thank you all so much for coming. I
Thanks,
really
Jazzy.
enjoyed all of the workouts we did all year. So that was it for our themed workouts, but I hope everyone has a very nice 2 weeks of rest. I've loved getting to work out with you guys the last few months, so I hope you all have a nice, relaxing break. Don't forget on our YouTube, all of our past classes are up there, so you can work out with us a few months ago, a few weeks ago, whatever workout you want to do. That's all up on our YouTube. You can get there by typing Exos Autodesk into YouTube, or you can find that up on our SharePoint site. We do also have a very fun quiz up on SharePoint and as well as Slack. So go ahead and take that. Let us know what you get. We want to test your fitness knowledge. So thank you all again for coming. I hope everyone enjoys their time off, and I will see you guys in the new year.